At 3:51 p.m., a 911 call brought police and paramedics to a large Florida home. Inside the living room, a man was performing CPR on his wife. He claimed he had just pulled her from the bathtub. Water was running. Blood was visible at her nose and mouth. But as investigators scanned the house, inconsistencies appeared. The bathroom floor was dry. The bedroom carpet was dry. No wet footprints. No water trails. No evidence that a soaked body had moved through the rooms. Hours passed. The man never asked if his wife would survive. This is the story of David Tronnes and the crime scene that revealed contradictions he could not explain. I'm Agent Aris. These cases are real. The victims are real. Stay for the shadow test to reveal your inner code. And watch until the end to spot the predators in your own world. Don't be a victim. Identify the threat and begin the code. In early 2018, a quiet afternoon inside a large Florida residence became an emergency. At 3:51 p.m., a 911 call brought first responders rushing to the home. They found a man performing CPR on his wife in the living room. The woman, 39-year-old Shanti Cooper, was unresponsive. Despite attempts to revive her, she was pronounced dead on site. Her husband, David Tronnes, told investigators he found her in a bathtub, partially submerged. He claimed water and bodily fluids were present around her face. According to him, he pulled her out, carried her through the bedroom, and placed her in the living room to begin life-saving measures. But investigators quickly noticed contradictions. The bathroom floor was completely dry. The bedroom carpet showed no moisture. There were no wet footprints, no water trails. Nothing to indicate a wet body had been moved across multiple rooms. Even the bathtub lacked enough water to support an accidental drowning. Shanti's injuries further raised concern. What first appeared as an accidental fall was inconsistent with physical evidence. David Tronnes was taken to the police station as a material witness. His clothing, stained with biological material, was collected. He was placed alone in a small interview room. For over 4 hours, he remained silent. He did not ask about his wife's condition. He did not request updates or information. When he asked to use the restroom, he was calm and polite. He returned and waited quietly. Investigators examined Tronnes' background. He had no outside employment. Claims of working in sales or a chemical company were false. His main focus was a large renovation of the home, intended for a reality television project about house flipping. Tronnes managed the project and interacted with the production crew, acting as lead builder and project face. Shanti Cooper was the sole financial provider for the household. Legally, she had no ownership in the home. The property was placed in a private trust controlled by Tronnes and a family member. Her name was not included. The renovation had created tension. Shanti reportedly wanted to stop the project and had shown signs of exhaustion. 6 days before her death, production requested a formal meeting. Shanti refused to sign the final consent form. Without her signature, the television project could not move forward. On the day of her death, Tronnes claimed he left the house for a solo walk in the morning. He said he returned to find her in the bathtub hours later. Forensic analysis indicated a different timeline. Shanti suffered severe head trauma, fractures, facial injuries, and evidence of manual strangulation. Her death occurred well before the 911 call. The injuries were not consistent with a household accident or fall. That evening, detectives conducted a formal interview. Tronnes was initially treated with a sympathetic approach. He was offered water and crackers. He calmly described discovering his wife's body, pausing while eating. Audible sobbing was recorded 11 separate times, but no tears were observed. As investigators pressed with inconsistencies, the dry carpet, lack of water, and timeline, Tronnes became defensive and then passive-aggressive. He eventually disengaged completely, curling into his chair and refusing further interaction. He left the station early the next morning. For months later, a grand jury indicted David Tronnes for murder. Lean in. This was an exit strategy. Before they married, David bought the mansion with cash from an unknown source. He placed a deed in a trust under his and his mother's names, completely excluding Shanti. She paid the bills. She funded the renovation. He owned every brick. To him, Shanti was a private investor. When she refused to sign the TV contract, the investment ended. During interrogation, he ate dry crackers while describing his wife's body. He feigned distress 11 separate times. No tears. At trial, the jury heard evidence that shattered his account. Dry floors, no water trails, injuries inconsistent with accidental submersion. Prosecutors proved Shanti was beaten and strangled in their home, not accidentally drowned. In October 2023, David Tronnes was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. It is time to face your own internal operating system. The shadow test begins now. Masks off. It's time for the shadow test. Follow your raw instinct. Do you carry the same dark code? Let's find out. Imagine this. You see an elderly person struggling in the rain with heavy bags. A bag spills. Cash, jewelry, and medication scatter on the wet pavement. There are no witnesses, no cameras. Choose your reaction. Option A, watch, notice the system failing, and feel technical curiosity. You do not intervene. Option B, step out and help, partly to maintain your public image as a good person. Option C, move quickly to help immediately, prioritizing human need over inconvenience. Option D, wait until the person is inside, then take valuables for yourself, rationalizing it as temporary. Pause the video now. Look deep inside. Pick the answer that feels right to your gut. Once you have it, press play for the reveal. Rank 1, if you chose option C. Your code is driven by mirror response empathy. You prioritize human integrity over personal advantage. You don't just see a problem, you feel it. Your brain has a functional empathy circuit that forces you to act when the system breaks. You are the ultimate defense against the predator's logic. Rank 2, if you chose option B. You are driven by the social contract. You perform kindness to maintain your good person status. Your empathy is transactional. You do the right thing because you want to be seen as a pillar of the community. You follow the rules to avoid conflict, not because you feel the victim's pain. Rank 3, if you chose option D. High-risk, opportunistic traits detected. You view life as a series of negotiations. Where others see a crisis, you see an advantage. You rationalize exploitive behavior as securing assets. You prioritize the personal reward over the human cost. Your mask is thin and your logic is dangerous. Rank 4, if you chose option A. This is a spreadsheet mind. You share the calculated logic of David Tronnes. You feel nothing but a cold technical curiosity at the failure of others. To you, vulnerability isn't a call for help. It is an observation of an inefficient system. People are just props. You don't participate in the tragedy. You direct it from the shadows. What was your result? Tell me your answer in the comments below. Let's identify the threat and seal the code. Every storm starts with a dark cloud, but not every dark cloud brings a storm. He was a parasite with a star's ego. He lived on her cash but hated her power. Fame was his exit code. When she blocked a contract, he didn't see a partner. He saw a glitch to be deleted. He became the director of his own tragedy. He rehearsed the grief before the body was cold. To him, the crime was just a messy first act for his new life. Here are 3 red flags to check the people around you. 1. Resentful dependence. They take your assets but hate your control. 2. The exit delusion. They view your boundaries as the only thing blocking their greatness. 3. Scripted empathy. They perform the role of a victim while calculating the win. Felt a chill around someone perfect? Tell us below. Trust your gut. Stay safe. See you behind the next door.